Welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. We're going to slide back into the studio now and say good morning to Will and Mark. How are you guys today?
Pretty good.
And you guys are here from the Silver Lake Railroad, which I actually find very hard to say because I want to say Silver Lake Railroad. Silver Lake Railroad, located right in, what would be the town?
Madison.
It's down in Madison, right on 113 and 25?
No, right on 113, just before you get to 41 if you're coming from the north.
Okay, I knew there were numbers thrown in there. So, but let's talk about the Silver Lake Railroad. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have driven down the road, they've seen the station, which is also the post office right there in Silver Lake, and have said, look, trains, but like many people don't know that it's an operating railroad. So let's talk about that. Will, you got involved 5 years ago because you started riding the railroad, and now you're making things happen down there.
Yeah, and to me what does it is the fact that we do train rides by donation. It's made so that way it's affordable for people. There are lots of great tourist attractions up here, but a lot of them are just inaccessible because of the price. Ours was created just for the purpose of offering the experience to the people.
And now you have an engine, obviously, that is probably important. How many cars do you have?
We have 3 passenger coaches, and we can haul a maximum of 60 people an hour. So we can't run that many people through, but we use Fairmont gang cars, which are old maintenance away pieces of equipment, as locomotives.
Do they have seats?
Yeah, they have seats, yes.
And so you go north from Silver Lake, and now Mark, what you said, what do you get to go by? Because you're an engineer this year.
Yep. We go past wetlands. We see beaver dams, beaver ponds, beaver meadows, beaver lodges, the occasional beaver. Just in the past couple of days, we've seen turkey, blue herons, deer, lots of deer. There's a wildlife refuge just to the side, and it's only the occasional house in the distance. It's like you're in the middle of the woods.
Well, that's terrific. And each train ride runs approximately an hour.
Yes.
And what are the hours that you're doing train rides?
Friday evenings at 5:30 and 6:30 p.m., as well as Saturdays and Sundays at 12, 1, 2, and 3. And I will say we've nicknamed the moose that we keep seeing Madison. We see her sporadically, but she does pop up every once in a while.
Oh,
so
that's
you never
cool.
know if you're going to see a moose.
Well, that's a nice little bonus for
it really is. I wish I could call them up and say, come on down.
And let's talk about the history. The railroad is on the old Boston, Maine tracks.
Yep, the Boston and Maine Conway branch, which was built in the late 1860s. I came up through in 1872, I believe, and it was abandoned in 1972. And
so you just have a stretch of track you get to go on. So it's an out and back run.
Yes.
And there's some photos that we've got on there. So there's the cars.
They're really nice. They're open air, so it allows a breeze as well as a trellis roof that's covered with Florida glass, and it's somewhat rain protected. We really don't go out in the heavy rain, but it's a really awesome way to view the scenery. And
now, is there narration while you're going on?
On the way out, we slow down when we go through significant areas. Once we get to the far end, I usually stop right next to a very nice beaver dam, and I'll get out and talk to people about the ecology. And if Will is along, then he talks about more about the railroad than I do. I'm more of the ecologically minded person. And then on the way back, with that information in hand, the people know what they're looking at. One fellow asked if all the dead trees in the beaver ponds were due to some sort of blight, and explained how the beaver ponds kill off the trees and how that whole ecology evolves. And we draw attention to the embankments that the tracks run on and how those were pretty much dug by hand.
Were they really?
I found some old spikes next to the rail the other day, and the heads of these were all hammered instead of the hydraulic ones that are put in now. Were just
right.
These people were doing it by hand.
Oh, that's amazing. So this is something you've got going on till Labor Day. And then you've got, so just a couple more weekends for people to get down there and check it out. And then 2 weekends in the fall. Which 2 weekends? I guess we should tell them which 2.
Columbus Day weekend, we'll be running Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then the last weekend in September before Columbus Day, we'll be running Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that'll be great. So definitely, that's a nice time to go, because obviously you're going to be talking about some foliage at that time, and usually is peak foliage. Plus, you're right there in Silver Lake, which is one of the most beautiful spots in New Hampshire, and the deepest lake in New Hampshire, as I know is from facts. And the train station too. How old is the train station?
1910.
1910 train station, classic train station, looking train station. The post office is there. Now, do they also sell refreshments there? Did I see that, or am I making that up?
Some sort of refreshments, yes. We do have something, some treats. We have a 42 Sterling Diner on site, and that was moved from Boston Street in Lynn, Mass. And it's fully restored. It's absolutely gorgeous inside. And we also have an antique car garage, which isn't open at the moment. We're waiting for delivery, but we have 2 Model Ts, a Hudson Hornet, as well as T-Bird coming.
Oh, that is fabulous. Sorry.
And in the train station itself, we have all manner of tools and memorabilia, and it's a nice museum. It's a manageable size. So if you're taking along little kids, they'll look at things and go ooh and ah, and then you're not wandering through miles of corridor. So it's a manageable size for children.
Well, that's great. So it's kind of a little hidden gem, I think, in the woods.
Exactly what it is.
So the best way to get to it, how do you recommend people find the Silver Lake Railroad?
Well, you can check our website. There's a directions page on there. That'll probably tell you absolutely everything you need to know. It's www.silverlakerailroad.com. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email on the Contact Us page, and there you go.
But you're right there on 113, so you can't miss it. So if you come either up 41, which you can do right from Chicorowa, which will connect with 113, or from down in Ossipee, or from Madison, and it's right there. I mean, it's kind of, oh, look, there's the lake and the railroad's right opposite.
When you see the locomotives, you've arrived.
You've arrived. And we'll finish up one thing here with the pay by donation. You have no recommended donation, but...
No, we have what amounts to mailboxes on the side of the train, and people will, get off and make whatever donation they can.
So it's an anonymous donation, so you don't have to.
Yes, it's like NPR.
You're the NPR of railroad.
Yes.
Anyways, and we're looking at the website right there, and I would definitely agree. There's a lot of stuff on that website. So, well, Mark, Will, want to thank you guys for coming down. This sounds like a great thing, and I hope that people can get out there and get down there and see it. So today, 12, 1, 2, and 3. So 4 trains today. So hopefully from people who are watching here, we'll fill those 4 trains today, and then the next couple weekends, and then the last weekend September, first weekend in October. But thanks so much, and congratulations on, having a great railway.
It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like it is. Thank you again, and we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.